From Carolla One Studios in Glendale, California, this is the Adam Carolla Show. With Gina Grad on news and Bald Bryan on sound effects. And now, he's as straight as Nixon was crooked. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice but to get on. Man, did you get it on? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. We love that about you, right, Gina Grad?
That's right.
And Bald Bryan.
How about you leave the joking to Adam?
All right. Well,
birthday today.
Happy birthday, T.
Love that girl. One of the few people that said, hey, maybe you know something. I should listen.
Oh, yeah.
It's worked out perfectly for her. All right. And also one of the few people, I think about it, her and I have a lot of the same trajectory in life. You know, sort of bad parents, kind of grew up in kind of a hippy-dippy time.
That's right.
And it's interesting. So some people grow up in a hippy-dippy time and they take it further. They go, well, I'm going to outdo my parents.
Right.
I think Teresa and I both got a sort of up-close look to the hippy-dippy, not the Haight-Ashbury free love and Woodstock part, but they're in the room with the door shut yelling freak out.
Right.
Ironically enough, she was just down the street from Haight-Ashbury.
Yeah,
right.
That's where she grew up.
Yeah.
And we got to look at it and went, we went normal.
You rebelled like Alex P. Keaton rebelled.
Yeah. Yeah, although intact family and food in the fridge.
Right.
But I looked at it and went, nah, I'd like a little more normal.
Right.
I'd like a little more boring. And
Yeah.
I think Teresa sort of looked at herself as like avant-garde, a little bit of a free-flowing, but an artist and stuff like that, and ended up moving to Arizona. And I sort of thought, well, how's that going to work? With you should be living in Venice Beach, but
No.
I think when you
Working well.
think about it now, I'd rather live in Prescott than Venice Beach these days.
Yeah, Scottsdale, North Scottsdale.
Yeah,
and down.
she's got 2 kids. She does the List show. She's doing very well.
Got a P.F. Chang's
That's
up the
right.
street. You know what I mean?
That's how you know.
Who says you can't have it all?
Yeah, you want at the end of the day, normal is kind of nice. All right, so I have some thoughts. Let's see. I got my cold tub. I haven't talked about this for a while. I got my cold tub a couple of weeks ago, and
What is a cold tub? I mean,
It's exactly what
I
it
know
sounds
it's in the
like.
name, but you know what I'm saying.
It's a tub. It measures probably all in, probably about a little under 6 foot long, about 3 foot high, and about 3 foot wide.
One of those soaking tubs you see in like football, training camp and whatnot.
Yeah, a little different, kind of the home
more
version
upgraded,
of it.
probably.
But the tub part itself is probably about 40 inches long, about 3 foot deep, and about 24 wide or something like that. Maybe a little wider. The temp can get down to the high 30s. About the lowest you can get it is probably
Before freezing.
about 40,
Yeah.
high 30s, low 40s. So it was funny. So we set up. Guy just heard me talking about it.
If this is a Final Destination movie, you'd get down to like negative 500 degrees, and you'd wonder, why did they even go that low? Someone would have to die in it.
Oh, well, that was every episode of 70s TV I saw would be they'd throw one of Charlie's Angels into the sauna.
Right.
And turn up
the
to
guy would take
80.
the dial. He'd take the dial and turn it to skull and crossbones. And it's like
Why
Beware.
does it go there?
seems
That's
like a liability
Yeah.
for people that manufacture
That's right.
saunas to have the one that will kill a human being inside of 8 minutes if Farrah Fawcett doesn't get to her first. You know what I mean? But they do
Design
that.
flaw for sure.
They do that. The other big move from my youth when it came to all those shows is how you could lock anyone anywhere with the placement of a chair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You'd simply just take a chair and
Right.
wedge it against something.
You were defeated.
In a pinch, a strong tree branch or a 2x4.
In a
Or,
pinch,
a broom.
in a pinch, the axe
Oh,
with the
the
axe
axe
handle.
handle.
You just put that in
Right.
front of the door, and there's
Right.
just Yeah. Now, I would argue not another bad way. A lot of people getting locked in freezers too back in the day as well. But
I saw Goodfellas.
I put the it was a truck, right?
It was
Yeah,
a freezer
meat truck.
truck. It was a meat truck.
So the thing that's funny is they came and set it up. I think the guy's name is Bill, and the company's called Renew with a U at the end. And he came and his guys and everything set it up and filled it up with water. And then he said, "I'll throw some ice in it to get you started.
Okay.
Because it's going to take a day and a half to get
Cold
down."
enough.
And I said, I'll just wait till tomorrow. But he said, no, we brought ice. So they put in a big block
No, we
of
want to
ice.
see you do it.
Yeah.
Put in a big block of ice. But they still got to wait for the water to cool down. And so I said to Sonny, all right, buddy, no excuses now. We got the tub. Sonny doesn't like the ocean, and he doesn't like the pool for some of the same reasons. Like, you don't know what's down at the deep end.
But you do. It's clear.
But you do. But and I'll circle back to this. But
Got that grit.
Prove him right. Throw some piranha in
well,
there.
look, can we do this? Can we just do this? Because everyone always talks about nurture and nature and all this kind of stuff. I've conducted an experiment. You can take society and you can break them in half.
Okay.
Half a society loves the ocean and the beach and wants to frolic in the surf. The other half never wants to go in the water.
No desire.
Ever.
Or
Yeah.
just a pain in the ass.
Just they don't. It's fear.
Like a cat.
It's like cold. It's fear. It's whatever that thing is.
Oh,
they
it's,
don't.
it's murky. It's icky.
Yeah, they don't want to go in. They can't. And out here in Los Angeles, you can't see your feet when
No.
you get in past your knees. So they're just like, I don't know what the hell's down there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting that
It's not comfortable physically or mentally.
I would argue that it's also an indicator of a general sort of life, which is the people who want to go into the ocean are saying, I want to embrace life. I of course, there's dangers. There's the unseen.
YOLO, man.
Yeah, but I'm not scared of that. I'm
Right.
going it out. The benefits outweigh the negatives.
Right.
So I'm going in. But so nature versus nurture. I got twins. I got a daughter who wants to go in the ocean. I got a son who doesn't want to go in the ocean. Split in half, like America, has nothing to do with where they come from.
Right.
That's just
Who they are.
Just who they are. And we all know people where you go, well, go in the water. They go, no way. I'm not getting in there. And then they're the people that are Labradors that just
Right.
go sprinting out to the water.
Please tell me that when Sonny has to go onto the beach, he does like the old school blue zinc nose and the black socks and sandals
He does believe if you keep your shirt on, it'll keep you warmer, at least momentarily.
in the water.
That's his theory.
Terrible idea.
So I said to Sonny, well, now we got the cold tub.
Yeah.
So now you're getting in.
Yeah.
And you get in for 2 minutes a day, and we'll get it down, and that's the way we'll do it. So they put the ice in, and they turned it, the temperature, and they said it's going to take a day to get down. I said that's fine. And the next morning, Sonny and I went down.
Sonny was gone. The
to
door
the
was
cold
open.
tub.
The door was flopping in
A
the wind.
Sonny-shaped hole in the wall.
Yeah. And we went down there and sort of put our hand in and went, not too bad. And I told the guy, just turn it all the way down and we'll see how low it'll get by the morning. And Sonny dutifully got in. And he's like, it's not that bad.
Oh.
I go, well, maybe it's not as cold as it could be, but it's been a day. It should be cold enough. Then I got in and I went, it's not that bad. And
Is there a temperature gauge?
well, there is.
Okay.
And we both did it. And then at some point, a day or two, maybe the next day, I talked to Olga, and Olga's like, I went down there and I put my hand in the cold tub, and it was warm. And I said, it's not warm.
Right.
And she said, felt good. And I said, oh, you get in it. It's not good. It's not as cold as you thought. And she's like, I thought it was warm. And I said, it can't be warm. It's on its coldest setting, and it's been 2 days.
It's called a cold tub.
It's called a cold tub. And then I went down there, and And Sonny was like, hey, not too shabby. I'll do it every day. And I got down there and it was 72 degrees.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, relax.
Perfect.
Read a book.
Your mind is so interesting because, like, I was sitting in it and going, God, I'm a stud. This isn't that bad. This doesn't feel bad at all. I guess I built myself up. Maybe I passed it on to the boy. When the guy set it up, they just didn't turn the thermostat all the way down, and it was just like set at the top.
Wow.
So it doesn't have a heating element. But sure wasn't going to get cold. It was the temperature of whatever the ambient temperature was in the house. And the room was 72 degrees, so the tub was 72 degrees. So,
do you have the Siberian or the cold Stoic? I'm on their website now.
Those are your choices.
They're pretty cool looking items.
The
I'll be
cold
honest with you. They
Stoic.
look pretty cool.
I'm going to go with the Stoic.
Is it white or dark?
It's white.
That's the Siberian.
Oh, the Siberian. So
Don't tell Sonny.
I called the guy and I said, I don't know if there's a malfunction, but maybe he just screwed the pooch. And turns out he just didn't turn it all the way down. So then I went and turned it all the way down. And the next morning, it was like 44 degrees.
All right.
I was like, now we're talking
Separates
about
the
something.
men from the boys.
I thought I'll go 2 minutes. I got in. I went 2 minutes, but it was like being pushed off of a crab boat. Like that's the way it felt.
Did you slowly ease in, or you just sat down and splat?
Once you put your feet in and start that downward motion, keep going.
Yeah.
Don't
stop.
Don't stop and think about
That's how you
it.
got hurt.
So when you go half
speed.
speed, that's when you get hurt. So I sat and then I realized I got to build up to the 40s. It is certain point starts bordering on really painful, like a little debilitating.
You can get hypothermia in like 6-degree water.
Oh yeah. So I put I think I set it to 50 to 50. And I've been doing it ever since. I've not got Sonny back in it yet. But there's a couple things that are interesting. I just said 2 minutes. And I was doing 2 minutes. And the other day I went, 3 minutes. 3 minutes, not different than 2 minutes. The last minute is easy. It's the first minute
the initial,
and
yeah.
The
kind of the
shock.
next one that's tough. So whatever it is you're doing, it's a lot like if you ever run on a treadmill or hit a rowing machine or something and you say, I'm going to go 20 minutes, you get to minute 4 and you're like, God damn, this feels like shit.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm going to
Yep.
make, how am I going to make it to 20? I feel bad at 4. But if you realize from the treadmill or the rowing machine or whatever, or jogging or running or whatever it is, kind of feel better at minute 18 than you do at minute 4.
Yes.
Which
your
is
body acclimates.
it's a big problem with working out because a lot of people get to 4 and go, I'll never get to 20.
Yeah.
But something happens along the way.
Footnote to this: are you the kind of guy who, when you're working out or doing anything, the cold plunge, whatever it is, anything unpleasant, knowing what the end is, seeing the end line, like if you know, like, oh, this ends at 18 minutes, as opposed to I'm gonna keep doing this and at some point it's going to end. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
you got to have the
yeah,
countdown
for me,
clock.
having that, like, okay, on
Yeah.
minute 19, that's when this whole
Yeah.
ordeal ends.
Go in there with the phone, put on
Yeah.
the countdown, and just hit it. Because you're looking at it and you're going, you can't handle 46 seconds.
Right.
Exactly.
That's definitely the way to go.
How long have you had this thing in your home?
It's 2 weeks, 3
Oh.
weeks.
Well, the website's very quick to pimp you out as,
Oh,
a
really?
user. Oh, yes.
I gotta see
you,
this.
Joe Rogan, Adam Carolla is up there.
Oh, Adam Carolla, your brother.
COR, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's good stuff. And so the
You
other
got
part,
Jocko up there.
the other part is people go, we do the whole Wim Hof breathe thing.
Uh-huh.
And no is the answer because I'm very much a student of this. You have to do things you will do.
Yep.
And the
Sure.
more
Oh,
stuff
that's the cliche about working out. The best workout is the one you'll do.
the more stuff you tack on, people are fooling themselves. They go like, I'll do 50 push-ups every morning and then I'll get into the... Well, some morning you don't do the push-up and then
Yeah.
you don't do the cold
The
tub.
dominoes fall.
Right. So my feeling is 3 minutes in every day, that's it. There's nothing else attached to it.
I'm
I
glad
could
you
smoke and drink brandy.
In there.
In there, but it's
Warm you
3
up.
minutes in that tub.
I'm glad you brought up breathing because, as we all saw when Bryan lost to me for our big Super Bowl bet,
It hurt a lot.
You kind of stop breathing when it's that cold. Like you can't regulate your breathing. So how long do you sit in it before you can regulate your breathing?
I'm immediate now. I'm fine. I just don't. It's just I breathe normally. I could have a conversation on the phone. You wouldn't know I was in the tub if I was speaking to you. So, other thing that's interesting is
August keeps getting those calls. Hey, August.
I had something else interesting that's going to fly in the face of the countdown clock, which is I had to charge my phone this morning, so I didn't bring it with me down to the tub. And I just looked at the digital clock on the wall, and I thought, oh, this 3 minutes is going to feel like 3 hours because I'm going to be just staring at this. If you stare at a digital clock, sometimes you'll think it's broken.
It doesn't move.
Like it won't move.
A watched pot never boils.
Yes. So I didn't stare at it. I just waited till it turned, and then I got in the tub for 3 minutes. It went by much faster for some weird reason. But
that's interesting because you do try to play those games on yourself, and you think, okay, it's been at least a half hour I've been doing, whatever, and it's been 4 minutes.
The other thing that's very interesting when you're sitting in 49-degree water is your arms are kind of tucked in. Your armpits feel warm, even though they can't, but they do. And if you open your arms up, you will feel it. You'll feel it in your armpits.
Point,
You'll feel it sort of behind your knees if your knees are sort of tucked up, and then you open them up. Even though your entire body is in 50-degree water, your body will still find spots to attempt to warm yourself.
I hope to never discover this.
Yeah, you probably have a fierce tuck when you get out.
Yeah, well, I'm a little long for the tub, but it works out.
That's not what I meant.
It works out. Yeah.
As RuPaul would say, you have a fierce tuck.
Yeah. So it's in a room with a full-length mirror, and it's up against the full-length mirror because it's a workout room, and I do not go in with shorts on.
Yeah.
So when you step out, that ain't a good look. So, but it's good. I do it every day, and everyone finds some version of that to do for yourself, or do the cold tub version. I was wanted to talk about. Let's see. I got another view clip here. We got Gina's nuts.
Oh yeah,
we got a clip.
A hit in the Bishop household.
We got a clip of Henry Winkler singing along with Neil Diamond. This reminded Mike Lynch of one of his favorite YouTube clips, which is singing along with Neil Diamond as the Fonz. Not sure where, not sure when. Late 70s, probably.
Please tell me it's Coming to America.
So we got sung blue. We got that. Maybe we should. I'll show you the view. I didn't get to it, but it was on Hot Topics the same day I watched the View episode before.
Episode.
I was gonna say.
And this one, it's really not the subject. I don't have strong feelings on the subject, but it's more about the way people present themselves these days. So everyone's talking about free speech, and I think a lot of people have this thing where they go, oh yeah, I'm for free speech. Like, of course, everyone. This is America. And then they go, but what this professor was saying was problematic, or whatever it is.
Which is it? So
this is Meghan McCain is not there. This is all the ladies from The View talking about the valedictorian of the high school, maybe in Texas, where she got up there and freeballed it. They give the approved speech, but she pulled out her own speech.
The one about
it's very cinematic.
Body,
and she was talking about abortion law. So we'll just check it. Whoop, you'll start it off.
Paxton Smith, valedictorian at Lake Highlands High School in Texas, has gone viral for going off script during her graduation ceremony. She ditched the speech her school approved her to make to take a stand against the state's latest anti-abortion law. Take a look.
I am terrified that if my contraceptives fail, I am terrified that if I am raped,
hope Grandpa's in the audience.
My hopes and aspirations and dreams and efforts for my...
Well, we're always telling young people to figure out where they stand and to make a stand. So, Sonny, do you think this was the place for her to go off script?
Absolutely, I do. I mean, she's the valedictorian of the school. That means she's the best and the brightest in that class. And I don't think that there is a place for censorship anywhere. And this country is about freedom of speech. We talk so much about the First Amendment. And I think at this time in our country, our voices are just so important, and especially the voices of our young people, because without their voices, our democracy is nothing but for that. And so I applaud her.
Pretty easy when you agree with her.
It's almost just like a bag of things like problematic, democracy, free speech, and they just cobble everything together
I'm
now.
really glad you mentioned that, because a lot of people, I think this is an example, have no fucking idea what free speech, and especially censorship, really means. Like, the government is not censoring you, preventing you from saying what you're at a platform for a school is allowing you to make a speech at their function. You can go off script if you want to. There's repercussions, but if you choose to do it, you can do it.
So really the theme here, we'll keep playing it, is everyone should be entitled to say what they want.
It's unfortunate. Well, you must be setting that up, because it's unfortunate that Meghan McCain wasn't on this day, because I'd want to know her opinion on this specifically.
Well, here's everyone's universal opinion. Sorry, Max Banner.
Is nothing but for that. And so I applaud her. And there are going to be a lot of people that disagree with her, and there are going to be a lot of people that agree with her. But it's her voice and her time, and she used it wisely, I think.
By the same token, I do think that valedictorian speeches are supposed to be inspiring, inclusive. I do love when people go rogue giving speeches and do the unexpected. And I think it's so much part of being a young person and speaking truth to power and being anti-establishment. I love what this represents, even whether you agree with the topic and the substance of what you were saying or not.
The thing about this is that I feel as though I feel the young people are getting their act together. I see it in the climate change activism, and I see it in the Republican Party. Republicans under 30 were more than twice as likely than those older than 45 to believe that Biden was the legitimate winner in 2020.
Stay on topic,
we are looking at a whole generation of Republican kids who are saying goodbye to this QAnon party that has evolved in the past 4 or 5 years. And I salute that, and I salute this girl.
And I tried to be consistent intellectually and say, what if her message had been the opposite? Because I happen to agree with her speech 110%. And I stay in the same place that you just want kids to be able to fight back, that they're going to face adversity, they're going to be uncomfortable. They're going to be scared. The world's going to come for them. You want them to be resilient, brave. You want them to be the one that speaks up when no one else is speaking. And this, I would have been so proud to be this girl's mother.
Whether you agree or not, the idea of being able to be an individual with a point of view and not being afraid to say, this is what I feel and this is how this affects me. Either way. So it's not emotional. These are the facts.
All right. We didn't do the greatest job of cutting it together, but they all basically said whether you agree or disagree with the message, that's not the point. The point is you should be able to get your message up. I'm just saying, what if some pink-cheeked Catholic born-again Christian chick got up there and talked about the horrors of abortion? Do you think they would be as supportive?
No. And that's why
free speech. Do you believe both ways?
Right. That's why I was disappointed that, of course, they did this on a day Meghan McCain wasn't there. First of all, can they please put the cue cards, like the actual analog cue cards that Whoopi is reading from, closer to her camera, because she is looking in a totally different direction when she's setting up these clips.
She would look less like she was reading if she held a finger up and just dragged it slowly in the air.
It's crazy. And also, it's interesting, and I'm playing devil's advocate because I as you know, I'm super pro-choice and I agree with this girl's message too. It's interesting that Anna Navarro, of all people, who is a centrist and was, I think, pretty Republican or at least conservative.
Strategist.
Yes. Hates Trump, decided that today's the day she says, I love when people go rogue on speeches.
Well,
she doesn't love when Trump goes
what
rogue
if they
on
said
speeches.
Trump got banned from Facebook for 2 years?
Right.
You into that?
Right.
Or are you going to mount a vigorous defense?
And as somebody who 110% as that woman said agrees with the message of what that girl was saying, I personally think this was an incredibly inappropriate place to do that.
I think this is an interesting point, which is I think when I agree, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I do think the venue does matter. Mm-hmm. If, in fact, you are doing this speech in front of your classmates and maybe you're there to inspire or motivate or something like that, then we can all agree that if you said, I'd like to take this time to talk about Herbalife.
Inappropriate.
People go, this is not the place for that. So I kind of feel that about political stuff and probably just the subject of abortion, which is already just kind of
third rail
weird as people are sitting there.
But also the graduation day is not about her. It's not about the one valedictorian. She is standing up there representing the whole of the graduates. If this was a party just to celebrate that girl or just to celebrate her, an event just to celebrate her, anything you got to say it. But you're speaking on behalf of the whole. It's not a party celebrating you and your thoughts about what you think. And I agree with her.
My memories of graduation is that Ray took a pee while sitting in the bleachers in front of a packed house.
Oh, boy.
The bleachers out on the field that were facing all the friends and family that were out in the football.
Ray had to perform.
And he had the gown on, so he was able to do it sitting down.
Sure.
And that I was never given an actual diploma. I walked up there. Everyone was handed a diploma. I walked out. I walked up. I did the whole thing and held my hand out. And the guy shook me off. The guy's like, nah.
In front of everyone?
Yeah.
They don't even give you a decoy?
No paper.
He's like a catcher saying no to the curveball.
It's because you didn't pay your library card fine, right?
Yeah, but he could have, not library card.
Library book.
Yeah, I owed a book. But he should have taken one of those napkins that's wrapped up with a rubber band around a spork that you get from Kentucky Fried Chicken and just handed me something. So I wouldn't have been humiliated just walking with nothing in my hand.
I can't believe they did you dirty like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know they could actually do that.
Oh, they did it.
I went to a stuffy Catholic high school. We had our ceremony at a church, St. Mary's Catholic Church in San Francisco, and we dared to throw our caps in the air at the end, and that was frowned upon. Mr. Carboni, fucking dick that he was,
really
threatened to not give us our diplomas.
Because you threw the cap in the air?
Yeah, because it's what we see in movies. They don't like when you do it.
Oh, especially at a church, God forbid.
Yeah, they don't like it. It's too chaotic and messy.
Well, Dawson went to a Catholic high school. Did you get to throw your caps in the air?
I don't even remember. We were outside though, so I don't. And our school was cool.
Are you not? But you shouldn't be wearing a cap in a church, right?
That's a good point.
I would argue.
Oh, wow,
So you're paying homage to the Lord by doing that. Yeah. I remember them going 1995 for the history book We the People. Me going, no way. First off, I don't got that kind of scratch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's $20. I don't got $20. I don't have a job. And then one of my earliest thoughts in life was, what the fuck am I going to do with this diploma?
Yeah.
Now, nobody needs to see it when you go on a job interview. I don't even know if I'm going on job interviews. In terms of mounting it and putting up on the
your
wall,
high school
that's
diploma?
hardly an achievement.
Yeah.
Rich man, poor man must provide your diploma. You're the doctor with it on your wall,
That's right.
Or you're getting an entry level job at you're out of the drug rehab. Like got to see the GED.
Yeah, later on, I think they provided a small laminated card that you could keep in your wallet that you could use to cut up cocaine later on in the 80s. All right, let's see. We got some phone calls up there. We got Gina's nuts,
hot
everyone.
nut talk.
I want to tell everyone I love macadamia nuts, but I got to tell you, so I think it was for Christmas, a big package showed up to my house, and Jimmy had bought me, say, about 60 pounds of macadamia nuts.
Oh, yeah.
because he remembers the time very clearly when Jimmy and myself and Danny Two Sheets were sitting in our offices for the Man Show. And I said, oh, man, I love macadamia nuts. And Jimmy said, don't care for them. And I was like, what? And he's like, I don't really like nuts. And I was like, what? No, that's insane. Everyone loves nuts. Come on. And then I looked at Danny Two Sheets and I went, macadamia nuts. Come on. Am I right? And he went, nah, don't care for them. And I'm like, this is insane. And then they're like, but we do love Scrabble. And I was like, oh, fuck. What the fuck am I doing in this room with these people?
Yeah, wrong friends.
An outrage.
So Jimmy always buys me a metric ton of macadamia nuts for special occasions, and
I'll convert them for you.
Please, because I was in like my 8th pound of them, and I thought, they're missing a little something. They could be this could be better.
I'll bring them back good as new.
Yeah. So what'd you do?
Well, everyone's been.
And by the way, macadamia nuts are Vinny approved.
Oh, they're very high in fat.
People
low in
should
carb.
know. Yeah.
And they remind you of whatever's in like white chocolate chip and chocolate chip cookies always have macadamia nuts in them. So I always think I'm having like a cookie vibe, when I eat them. So I got a bag of them, and everyone's sending me these things like, oh, there's this keto granola, and I'm reading the ingredients. I'm like, oh, I could make those myself. I'd rather make mine because then I know exactly what's in it. So I got a bag of just like Trader Joe's macadamia nuts and mixed it with a little olive oil, sea salt, a little splash of vanilla extract, and a pinch of powdered monk fruit, which Vinny doesn't like, but it is keto approved.
You make me disgusted.
Yeah. And I, coated everything, and you can do it
How'd you coat everything?
You just in a bowl, just mix it around.
All right.
And, you can do this in a cast iron pan if you want. I, of course, threw it in the air fryer. And you just shake it every couple minutes just so it gets kind of warm and browned on all sides. And I brought them in still warm to you guys.
A little bit sweet, a little bit.
Not too much.
It's a hit! Just a little bit, but man.
Olive oil, sea salt, vanilla extract, and powdered monk fruit.
Could have done without the monk fruit, but the monk fruit adds something to it. No, I'm saying it would have been fine without, but it adds something to it.
But I've had a sweet tooth lately, and that's why everyone's sending me these recipes, or these like, you can get a bag of it on Amazon. I'm like, I'll do the cooking. Thank you.
So good.
Oh, I'm so glad.
So try it out, everybody.
Christy loved it.
And if you go, I don't want to make fun of your macadamia nuts, but they're not robust in size. Go to Costco and get the Kirkland ones.
Oh, the big.
They are big.
Something I did do, though, on purpose is I mashed them with a meat tenderizer. Because I like when more... Fuck you. What? Because I like when more of the...
Go on.
I wanted more of the coating on more of it as opposed to just the coating on the outside of a big nut.
Or you're on your period. And let's face it, you got a lot of pent up. There you go.
Explains a lot of irrational behavior.
Yes, take that aluminum hammer and smash
just
something.
Like a broad.
I hate you guys.
Yeah, it's good.
Good,
it's really good, and everyone needs to do it. And it's a snack. And for those of you, and it's why you got to check everything out on the keto thing, because I would, if you gave me these and you gave me a sack of peanuts, I would go, the peanuts got to be better for you than this. No.
Peanuts are the garbage lagoons.
I know.
That is so cool.
Yes. All right. We got your calls up there. We got Neil Diamond singing with Helen Reddy and Henry Winkler from 1976. We'll do all that in a second. First, I'll tell you about Tommy John. You busted your dad's balls growing up. Now it's time to make it up to him this Father's Day with Tommy John. They make the best underwear in the world. I'm wearing mine right now. Tommy John underwear, you're so comfortable. It makes everything better. Over 40 million pairs sold, tens of thousands of 5-star reviews. Tommy John doesn't have customers. They have fanatics. It's very true. Once you get into Tommy John, you will not wear any other underwear. Dozens of comfort innovations like breathable, lightweight, moisture-wicking fabric with 4 times the stretch of competing brands. Once dads try Tommy John, well, dads never go back to conventional underwear. It's the best pair you'll ever wear. or it's free. Guarantee, right, Dawson?
Go to TommyJohn.com/Adam for 20% off your first order right now. Order by June 15th for delivery by Father's Day. Get 20% off your first order at TommyJohn.com/Adam. TommyJohn.com/Adam. See site for details.
Well, we'll take a quick break, and we'll get you the... we got Henry Winkler, the Fonz, and Helen Reddy, who passed recently, or am I making that up?
We definitely talked about her in the last year. What was that?
And I don't know what the venue is. I'm trying to think. They're out. They're in L.A. I know.
Yeah, this
because
is the Greek.
It's at the Greek because he says hi to Mayor Tom Bradley.
Yeah, so this is actually, so Hot August Night was like in 72, and then he came back 4 years later to record another album there, and this is from that.
Well,
she died on September 29th of last year.
I don't want to build it up too much, but he tells the Fonz to sing it like the Fonz.
Oh, boy.
Talk about putting a guy on the spot. Hey, so we'll do that right after this.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Hey, Eastman, get it on. It's Pride Month, and I've been wondering. Folks are advocating for who we can love and how we can love. But what about how many? Add the P. Give the polygamist and the polyamorous some love. Out.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
I am getting kind of tired of people telling me who I can love and how I can love them. Yes, a lot of that going on. It's always been something I fought against, you know?
Yeah.
I like ear fucking. That's my thing. That's how I love.
That's right. That's the warning to your children with their ear
That's
piercing.
right. Well, it's only with the gauge.
Oh, right.
It's not the ear piercing.
Yeah, but you don't require a lot of arm twisting to go after that gauge. You're kind of open for the gauge, just to be honest.
Well, again, the message to the son is you can get one of those fucking retarded, weird, big gauge hole things in your ears, which, I don't know. As a parent, I got a short list of things I don't wish for my kids. Them walking around those huge hoops that have stretched the earlobe out.
It does not snap back.
I told them once it gets big enough to fit my dick, I'm hitting it.
And
I'm not saying when, and I'm not saying where.
And warning, might not have to be that big.
Yeah.
That'll be up to him.
After the cold plunge?
I stepped out of that tub and gave him a good look. Yeah, so.
Freezing cold dick in your hole.
Could be Thanksgiving, could be introducing me to your new boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever you're doing these days, but I will come up behind you.
Yeah.
And I will get you.
You better.
So do it if you like. But those are the rules.
Yeah.
Understood.
It's my house.
Very
under my
clearly
roof.
stated.
Yep.
All right, let's see. We have the Wheel of Ethnic Stereotypes.
Oh,
from
do tell.
Adam Carolla, Too Late.
Too late with Adam Carolla, which I was saying to someone yesterday. I wanted to call that, it came on after Jon Stewart. I wanted to call that show Sloppy Seconds with Adam Carolla, which I thought was a brilliant name.
Self-deprecating.
Nah, the suits over at the Comedy Central didn't want that. But I don't know why. It's a bit I did once or twice. I don't think we've ever done it here. And I just thought to myself, what better way to really illustrate that everyone has earned their stereotype than put the traits of a stereotype and then take the ethnicity and just spin the wheel and see which one it landed on. And I have a recollection. Now, I didn't know where the wheel was going to stop, and I got there. Well, we'll play it for you. You don't need to watch it. You can just hear it. Welcome back to Too Late. You know, in my ongoing quest to break down barriers and bridge the racial divide, tonight I'm going to prove that there's no truth to ethnic stereotypes, and we're going to have a little fun along the way. It's a little game I like to call the Wheel of Ethnic Stereotypes. All right, so here's basically how it works. I don't believe that there's any difference in any human beings. I don't see stereotypes. I don't see colors. My staff begged to differ. So I challenged them. You pick out like 8 very popular ethnicities, and then whatever stereotypes you think go along with those ethnicities, I will put them on here and prove that they will apply to any one of these ethnicities. So let's just get started. Now, this first one, This is Big Noses, cheap, runs Hollywood. I don't know what's funny about that. I feel it could certainly apply to anything on this wheel. So I'm just going to prove my point, give it a spin, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's got white, Japanese, Jew, Mexican. It landed on Jew. There are fucking 10 things on that wheel. You see? You see? It doesn't work. It just, there's no, it's a round peg going into a square hole. It just, 12.5% chance that it landed on that, everybody. Let's just keep moving here. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, okay, here's the other one. Casino dependent, drunk all the time, alcoholics. That's redundant. They already said drunk. It's like saying drunk twice. I don't know what that could be. Let's keep moving forward. Oh, now here's one that's really offensive to me, and it could apply to anyone. Huge penis, loves to tap dance, yells at movie screens. Okay, hold on. I'm going to give this thing a spin. I think this is good. I think the wheel will bear me out, just like it did with the other one. What did it land on? Yeah, Jew. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Mexican.
Could apply to any ethnicity on this wheel. All right, let's keep going here. Let's see. What do we got? Rides camels, throw rocks at Jews, smells like goats. Let's give it a whirl. You see, it all comes into focus. There it is. Black. In between. All right, let's keep going. Oh, it's actually in between
NASCAR,
French and black.
Lives in trailer park, serial killer. You realize how silly all these stereotypes are when I break out the wheel, am I right? What do we got here?
French. There, finally one that worked out.
How's the Nuddle season 2?
I don't think you should be clapping. I'm confused. All right, let's hop right to the last one here and see what we have. Drives a lowrider, hangs out in the Home Depot parking lot, finds Virgin Mary and tortillas. Well, could be any of these. Let's give it a spin, just show you how crazy these stereotypes are. Please have it be Japanese.
Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern. Nobody sees the Virgin Mary in a tortilla more than the Middle Eastern folks. I think this one was right on. I gotta say. All right. Well, I think I've proven my point. Have I not? All right. That's the Wheel of Ethnic Stereotypes.
That's definitely live to tape, or you would have redone the Jew one.
A little behind the scenes, by the way, because I remember I worked on that show as a segment producer. During rehearsal, you spun it and actually said, kind of under your breath, like, what are the chances it lands on the right one? Kevin Hench, who was like maybe the showrunner, he was a writer, whoever he was like, 12.5%. And of course, the very first one landed on the right one.
Runs Hollywood. All right, let's see. We got some phone calls up there. We got Neil Diamond. Kind of brings up Helen Reddy. Or should we watch that? Because
let's do some calls first. They've been on hold.
All right, we'll do some calls. They've been on hold, and then we'll watch that. Let's see. Somebody went to Vince, 39, Sacramento, California. Vince?
Adam, everyone, what's happening?
Hi, Guy.
Hi, Guy. Went to Santa Barbara this weekend because it was really hot in the Sacramento area. That's where I live.
Mm-hmm.
And got to the beach and went there with my wife's sister and her husband and her baby. And we sat down on East Beach, and we noticed in front of us a meth pipe, and then right behind us was a needle, And then around us were homeless people sleeping on the beach. And this is like 4 in the afternoon.
Dude.
And
Yeah.
I filmed it, and then I sent the video to a bunch of my friends, and it just the not caring when I sent it to them and no comment. And it's funny, whatever political lines my friends are on, I could just tell their response before they even sent it back. And I don't know. I don't mean to be a big downer, but it just seems like no one gives a crap anymore. And I don't know. It terrifies me when I see this with
the thing. So I've always kind of,
it's the plot of the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I've always kind of talked about it, that the beach is where there is the most rules. There's
14 signs.
Parks have signs that say, no smoking.
Right.
But beaches have signs that are 21
No frisbee.
commands.
Right. No glass
frisbee,
container,
no digging,
dog.
no fires. It's just like never no fireworks. Like it's a never ending what you can't do on the beach. Or you can slam drugs, sleep, and defecate there if, in fact, you're not a taxpayer. Right. So, like, if you don't follow rules, then you can do whatever the fuck you want on the beach.
Yeah.
If you went to the beach and you cracked a beer and you started a fire, then someone would come out and tell you couldn't do that and write you a fine. If you'd like to sleep on the beach or on Venice, on the boardwalk or whatever it is. So we're getting into this weird, dark territory that I always tell you guys about, which is it can't be a set of rules like when you drive. It can't be a set of rules where you get your car impounded if you don't, if you have warrants, whatever, versus your car's not registered, you don't have a driver's license, you're here illegally, so we won't impound your car. That is not the society we signed up for. And we are there now. The homelessness is kind of a actual representation of it. This is a group of people that do not pay taxes, do not contribute, do not follow rules, do not do any of it. And cops would walk past homeless encampments to give people who do pay taxes jaywalking tickets. That's kind of where we're at. And it's not a good harbinger.
Even it's anecdotal, totally, but even the most liberal, progressive people I know in my life, my friends who are like, we all agree it's a problem. You know what I mean? It's like everyone on any side of the aisle is like, okay, whether or not you want to be compassionate or you want to do whatever, it's a problem and needs to be dealt with.
Well, it's
a solution.
The thing is, it's a sort of, what is compassion? So it's like when they talk about English only in schools, then the compassionate people go, these young kids speak Spanish. You can't do that. But all right, so we'll teach them in Spanish. But where are they going to be in 20 years when they're struggling with the language? Like, who is the compassion?
Right.
What is compassion? Right. Compassion isn't giving your dog cake because your dog likes cake. You know what I mean? Like some of the same Hispanic kids are now struggling with math scores. All right, well then get rid of AP math and lower the standards. Okay, but is that compassion? Or your kid's morbidly obese. All right, well then fix the scale so it reads 40 pounds lighter. Like, well, seems compassionate in a weird way, but not big picture.
Totally agree. I only used it to contrast against some of the more conservative voices in my life who are like, get him out of here, get him, move on. Like, well, there's a solution somewhere, but whatever it is.
I'm saying, yes, this is what I'm saying, which is I understand it. The motivation is kind of compassion or feels like compassion. It's like AOC is saying, we got to stop building prisons because there's too many people in prison. Yeah, or we got to get rid of math scores, or we have to keep walking when people sleep on the sidewalk. It's not a solution to a problem. Right. If there are too many people going into the prison system, we should kind of figure out where they're coming from versus...
Pull the camera back.
If you don't build a prison, it's not the Field of Dreams.
Right. They won't kill.
That's right.
Well, but that's the thing. Remember what Drew said, and we've talked about it before. Talk about compassion. There was a step 2, but they didn't do it. It was let people with mental illness and drug addiction, whatever, out of prison, and we will build these facilities to deal with it. Well, that never happened, so everyone just splayed onto the ground and we all turned our heads.
It is also, I was yelling about this with Mike August yesterday, which is, it's also the fault of, I mean, the homeless people are junkies. Okay, fine. But where's the LA Times come down with this? You know what I mean? Dr. Drew
does not endorse.
Is supposed to be on the board,
right.
And he's a physician
right.
who brings a ton of experience. Who, by the way, brings a specialty in addiction medicine, which is really the number one cause of what these people are doing. And the LA Times just kind of throws him under the bus. Why? What the fuck's up with the LA Times? Like, why they should have given Drew a chance to rebut it or an op-ed piece or whatever, or somebody who had a fucking spine at the time should have stepped up and went, this is nuts. The problem's getting worse. You have a bunch of unqualified bureaucrats making horrible decisions, and Dr. Drew tries to come on board and they poo-poo him. What the fuck is going on in this city?
You know what a big problem is, too? A contributing problem is that I see it a lot in Christie's work, or just in the corporate world when I watch her do things, is the paralysis by analysis. Like, pick a direction. We're catering too much to every voice, which is someone's going to be opposed to every plan. Whatever, any plan, there's always going to be a small group opposed. Pick a direction and go. Otherwise, you're just going to be standing on go like we've been for how many years? Pick a direction and go. Try something. If it doesn't work, try something else. But otherwise, there's always going to be, oh, we can't do that because.
But that's the idea. Not to be too cynical, but am I completely wrong in thinking that our mayor and our governor are hoping that it'll be the next guy's problem?
They're kicking the can down the road.
And be careful about homeless advocates, because these groups aren't champions for the homeless. They make their business. They're basically the Al Sharptons and the Jesse Jacksons of homelessness. They're fucking hustlers. They have a grift. That's their business. When the day black people are happy is the day Al Sharp. He's in the grievance business, and they're in the homelessness business. I think it's a big fat fucking hustle. Like, what are these homeless advocates saying? They're outraged when they're scraping people off the ground and getting them out of the park. So what? They're rolling their own filth. They're slamming drugs. Like, what kind of advocate are you? What if that was your kid and you're an advocate for your kid? Would it be like, just let him crash out by the fucking fountain there for another? Leave him alone. Let him do fentanyl.
That's a good example of what I'm talking about, which is the job is to clean the park. There's always going to be a groupie like, you can't. That's the direction we're going. Some people are going to get their feelings hurt. But
Giuliani in Times Square.
Kind of.
Well, the problem is it'd be nice if we could do community policing, and it'd be nice if all the programs and we could reimagine everything. But the reality is just fucking show up, clean it up. Central Park, people getting raped, people getting murdered, fine. Fucking show up, put a bunch of cops there, crack down on everyone. And the guys that are doing the broken window shit, like all the guy was doing was selling fake Rolexes, or all the guy was doing was dealing a little bud. What's the problem? It's like, get him out. Got to do it.
Pick a direction and go.
And then, it magically cleans up pretty fast. Andrew Valentino, 26 Long Island. You got a YouTuber problem?
Hey, yes. Thanks for taking my call. And I think I got a classic case of mistaken identity. There's a YouTuber by the name of Jasco. And he has a recent video out where he was in the desert of Arizona, and a buddy of his ended up naked. Something where he got harassed by another guy on a phone call by the name of Andrew Valentino, and then I got all these guys. His followers are coming after me on Twitter saying, well, because I did a podcast about, my experience in the Church of Scientology. I did like 2 weeks. That's
Great
it,
story.
2 weeks. I did 2 weeks.
In the Church of Scientology.
I was a spiritual tourist, if you will.
Okay. 2 weeks. Yes.
2 week stint. So now you got these guys as followers. They're coming after me saying, well, this is a Scientology move. This is what they do. They harass people in the middle of the desert in Arizona, specifically YouTubers who have nothing to do. And, I guess it's documented that I did a podcast about it with some fellas. And so I'm trying to petition your advice, Adam, as to how do I handle this?
Can we all agree, first of all, that boys have too much time on their hands? Because these are not girls doing this. These are dudes and boys with too much time on their hands.
I joke around, but I get the mistaken identity thing.
Not Brian Bishop.
Why don't you change your last name to Valentino Berg?
Yeah.
Take the page out of the Jews
Or make
playbook
it easier.
and tack it on.
Valenstein.
Andy Valentine.
Andy Valenstein. I don't know. This thing's got to blow over in the time it took to tell me this, right? Like, we're already done with this?
That's possible.
Get more attention.
Yeah, this is
the
good.
cat's out the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And you're scared it'll do what? What business you in, Andrew?
I'm in a couple of different businesses.
Oh, rich man, poor man. I prefer not to say.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Right.
That ain't middle class.
No.
Middle class is the CPA.
Middle class,
yeah.
they tell you the second. The ones that don't want to tell you.
Yeah.
That's rich man, poor man. Sorry, Andrew.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us?
I think what I'm going to do is,
Andrew, are you good looking?
I'm pretty. I actually have been told I look like you, Adam, if I had given up comedy and decided to pursue it and support the craft instead.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm getting a lot of straight answers.
Yeah, you sound like a good-looking dude.
I'm going to call him me, Andrew.
Andrew. All right, Andrew.
You'll be okay.
I can tell good-looking chicks when you talk to them over the phone because they factor in their looks, except for over the phone, they just sound boring.
Oh, sure.
But if you're talking to them at a party, you'd be enthralled.
Right.
Because they're hot-looking.
I see. So you did the same with Andrew.
Good-looking people tell long-winded stories that go nowhere.
Right.
Because
they're used to having everyone have rapt attention.
when ugly people try that, someone goes, "Hey, fatty, spit it out." Brian, what would your grandma?
What were you wearing?
Right. When you're really good looking, people have a long time to hear your stories.
That's
I knew where I stood.
They'd actually like the story to stretch out as long as they can because now we're talking.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're done with the story, you may have to leave. So I think it's a two-way street. I think men suffer from it as well. Sam, 27 Philadelphia.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi, guy.
So I'm actually the Sam from OnlyFans. I called like 2 months ago.
Yeah, he has OnlyFans. Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on? Have to show your sack to any dudes today?
Yeah, I actually made a lot of money today. Just showing sack. But
is it mostly sack, or you put some cock in there too?
He had some sort of limitations.
It's mostly cock with a light dripping of sack.
White dripping.
Not too much sack. If you have too much sack, then it gets weird.
Oh.
Yeah, you want proportion. Yeah, you don't want the prodigious sack. So you made good money today by showing your ding-a-ling to some fellas across the country?
I've made 11 grand since Thursday. So
Oh, my God. Little dinky.
Where are these guys coming from? Are they around the world? Is there big?
Around the world.
Is there countries or regions you're bigger in than others?
No, it's totally random. I had like one trans, from Winnipeg messaged me today. It's all over the place.
$11,000 since Thursday.
Wow,
good for you.
And now what's the dick etiquette thing? Do you put a little glycerin on there so it winks at you?
Right.
Do you
Oil it up.
Get a little leather going, or how do we do it?
No, I just get a half decent job and that's it. Still haven't tapped into the hard dick market. I'm really I think when I do that, then the money really comes in.
Like when Dylan went electric.
Yeah.
I do love, and I'm kind of poking fun, but not really, because when I used to nude model, I would only do pencil sketches because I thought paintings were a little too photorealistic. So I am being a little glib, but you really think there's a big difference between half chub and full chub?
We're gonna need more lead.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good difference.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there some sort of magical line that you won't cross?
Yeah, I think right now the hard dick is the line that I'm not going to cross yet. But the money has been coming in. I really want to quit my job at this point.
Because you're deeply religious? It's your faith?
Yeah, standard.
Just a chubbed up oiled cock versus super diamond cutter cock?
Exactly,
is that
yeah.
Your faith dictates?
Well, you really can't tell that much different from like a fully soft cock to a half chub cock. You know, you have to see a lot of cocks to be able to really tell the difference.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Dawson, is that true?
And what is it? What's different about your hog? Is it big? It's got the veins going on. Does it look like Wolverine's neck?
Oh, I'm just like not to toot my own horn here, but I'm just a good-looking dude, and I have a lot of followers. I wasn't big on Instagram, but my TikTok just blew up this week, which is why I made so much money this week.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do on TikTok?
Promote?
I made a bunch of videos. A few of them were like, I'm a mechanic, so some were like instructional stuff with my shirt off. I did like how to drill on an angle, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, you hear
like
this?
that.
What are you drilling on an angle, wood or metal?
I was just like working on shit and like, I bet no one knows, people try and do like a 45-degree angle, put a screw in, and then it just like drags down the whole piece of wood. But if you just, go in straight on first, pull back out, and then cock it 45 degrees, you can go in on an angle easy, drag all over the wood.
Fuck doesn't know that.
Little tricks like that.
Adam, you're leaving money on the table. Yeah. You could be doing this on OnlyFans.
Yeah, but what if your dick gets caught in the drill? Or am I mixing up these two genres?
Yet, but, I should probably be worried about that.
All right, so you're making good cash using your dick.
Yep.
And
he seems like a pretty savvy dude.
Are you a carpenter as well?
No, I'm a mechanic. I work for Maserati.
Oh.
What a twist.
Yeah, it sucks. They're huge piles of shit. I work for Alfa Romeo, too. They're the worst.
Yeah, they're bad. No resale.
Okay.
That's fine. But still sounds cool working for Maserati.
And from what I remember, he has a fiance that once he showed her the first check was down with his side gig.
Exactly, yeah.
So when you cross over into hard dick territory?
Adam wants to know when to get his account ready.
I'm like pulling a cylinder head right now, and it just fucking sucks. So I'd really like to just quit my job and do dick stuff full time.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to do that, I might have to venture into that hard dick market.
But how much do you reckon you're leaving on the table by not going full hard dick?
Right.
I'd say, I don't know. I could probably make double what I'm making now, if not more. I get requests every day, like, yo, when are you doing jerk off videos? Can we see cum on the belly? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of freaks out there.
God.
Yeah. Sad state.
He's been going through my DMs again.
Possibly leaving money on the table, but also possibly building anticipation for when it does happen.
When it finally launches.
That's a windfall.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I just keep saying, like, oh, not yet. That way everyone's got to keep subscribing.
So okay, so this is the picture's starting to snap a little into focus. It's not about whether the dick is at a 45-degree angle or a 90-degree angle. It's how actively participating you are in the video.
That's definitely a little bit of it, but just like all dudes, if they could just pay $1 and see you jerk off or fuck another dude, that's what they want to do.
Sure,
yeah, that's what they'd like
doesn't?
to see. But I'm just letting the foreplay last month long at this point.
All right.
What do you, women, turns out, like pornography a little more than we'd given them credit for. Is there any women in this group?
I actually just recently, for some reason, TikTok has given me a lot of women on OnlyFans, and they're probably like 10%, and they like to send me like booby shots, some finger blasting videos. It's all good, it's all in good fun.
Wait a second, of them finger blasting themselves?
Well, they're not finger blasting me.
Just random.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are they? It's like a tit for tat, so to speak. Like this is they're wanting to pretend like they're in some like fantasy relationship with you by doing that.
Yeah, they think that's what it's gonna
I see.
start, but it doesn't work.
Dream on, bitches. What kind of cylinder? What kind of motor are you working on? I want to get back to you pulling the cylinder head.
Oh, just a little Alfa Romeo, 2-liter turbo.
Blown head gasket.
You got it.
Oh, he's not doing that yet.
Oh, who knows cars?
We're working his way.
All right. We're going to let you go, Sam. Good luck with the beat-off videos and the pulling the heads and the Alfa Romeo.
We're fans, Sam.
You said turbo, so it's a modern-day Alfa Romeo, right?
Yeah, it's a new one, yeah.
Yeah. Someone blew a head gasket already, huh? Did it overheat?
It has 2,000 miles on it. No, the motor, it's just, I can't describe to anyone how big pieces of shit these cars are. They're everything, like from the hardware to the metal used, like the thickness of the metal, everything. They just cheaped out and everything.
Real company, man.
Wow.
Blow a head gasket, 2,000 miles. That's bad times.
Bueno.
All right. Thanks, Sam. Good luck.
All right, guys. See ya.
Bye.
I sound like I'm judging, but when I was young, I would have done anything for money.
Right.
I'm not doing a lot of judging. I've said it a million times. Someone give me $5,000, I would have brought any suitcase either direction on the border. I wouldn't have asked what was in it. Like, I would have done almost anything for money.
And remember, this dude, let's see, it's been 5 days, he's made $11,000. We'd be a fool to judge him.
It's a good run.
We got blah blah blog, the Twitter bio edition. Max Pata put
I hope
together
somebody
for
calls
us.
himself a mama bear.
Why don't and also we still want to get to that Neil Diamond tape as well. First, I'll tell you about Hyundai Tucson. Hyundai questioned everything to create the best new Tucson ever. Every inch is new, and it is packed with technology, resulting in an SUV loaded with innovation inside and out. This is just a ton of car, especially at the price point. Just go down to the dealer and sit in one and look at the technology, look at the design. Safety as well. Every aspect of the Tucson has been improved and completely redesigned. Digital key allows you to get in and use your phone as a spare key. Also, they got the 10.25-inch full-touch infotainment screen, LED daytime running lights, stylishly hidden in front of the grille. It's a beautiful, beautiful SUV. The price point is great, and the technology is even better. You learn more at Hyundai.com. That is Hyundai.com. All right, quick break. We'll do blah, blah, blog, and we'll also play you that Neil tape right after this.
Adam Carolla fans, you asked and we listened. Now is your chance to smell Adam's balls with his new scented candle. It's the perfect Father's Day gift. A limited edition. This smells like my balls, Adam Carolla candle. There are only 250 available, so they should sell out by the time I finish reading this. Only $35. And right now, you can get free shipping with any order over $100. So check out all we have to offer at AdamCarolla.com. Bougie Parfum Les Corollas Balls. Order yours now at AdamCarolla.com.
All right, we got the game to play. I think we should get to this Neil Diamond.
Yeah, I've been teasing it.
And Helen Reddy thing that Lynch can't stop watching and sent to me based on my Henry Winkler story. So this is Neil on stage, 1976.
Yeah.
Did we say, was it the Bowl?
At the Greek.
Or the Greek, sorry.
Hello, Jeff Wald, I want you singing too. Is Helen here, Jeff? Come here, Helen, you're going to sing it with me. Come here, Helen. Come on, Helen Reddy. Come on, Helen Reddy.
He's quite the nerd.
Hi, beautiful. How you doing? Huh? Will you sing it with me? You're going to kill me for this? No, I'll come and sing in your show. Okay? We do it together, okay?
She sounds exactly like Helen Reddy when
know the
she
words?
sings.
Song blue, everybody knows one.
That's so Helen Reddy sounding.
Hear her roar.
Song blue, every garden grows one.
Oh, could you just plot from this?
He's the Jewiest Jew ever.
Blue, weeping like a willow. Song blue, sleeping on my
Helen Reddy, thank you for being.
called her Booby. Now, poor Henry Winkler can't sing for shit.
Another nice Jewish boy.
And now you got to go on after a professional singer.
You might have to kill him, Neil Diamond.
By the way,
Come on, Bubba.
if this was one of my favorite songs, it's not. But if it was, I'd be pissed that they kind of turned it into this.
Yeah, novelty song.
There's Henry Winkler. It's at the height of the Fonz fame here.
Let's do it, man.
Song, blue, everybody knows one.
Roger did. Do it, Roger did it. You know what you do? Will you do this for me? Do it like the Fonz would do it. How would the Fonz sing this song?
Oh, man.
Try it.
Try it. He gave him the mic and he left.
Everybody knows one. Dig it.
He's humiliated.
Sun blue. Everybody knows one.
Henry's such a good
Chris.
sport.
Winkler's still alive.
Yeah.
Everyone loves him.
Yeah. I love him.
What's wrong with him singing at one of your shows?
Nothing.
All right.
Henry Winkler. Thank you, baby.
Neil Diamond is more Liberace than I realized.
Yeah. All right, sorry, you can bring it
Just
down.
thinking, he's a lounge singer.
Yeah, for sure.
But interesting. Sorry, Max Zapata, but I think Charles sent me, it was like 2 weeks ago. Maybe Matt has it. Charles sent me him singing Brother Loves Traveling Show. We were talking about that.
I am good.
I don't get it. What happened?
Don't want to hear Charles sing.
Oh, no. Charles sent me Neil Diamond from...
I thought that's what you meant too.
Sorry. Charles sent me Neil Diamond singing in England live, Brother Loves Traveling Show, probably circa 72. Because, see, what happened was the 70s kicked in, and everyone got super schmaltzy and shitty, right? Yep. So Neil Diamond, his hair was kind of normal, a little long, his dress was kind of normal, stylish. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, the 70s kicked in. Now, in 1972, the 70s hadn't kicked in yet. Right. That was the late 60s.
That's true.
By 76,
yep.
we were in full effect.
Right.
Now it's time to get out the hairspray and the sequin stuff.
Fringe.
And now everyone went full schmaltz.
Right. I don't know if you know we have this or not, but while Chris is looking for that, do you know that even Linda Carter had a singing special? We have a clip of it.
You were, Chris was telling me that she had a special Wonder Woman, the original Wonder Woman.
Do you know this happened? It's called Linda Carter's Celebration, and this is a commercial for it.
No.
Speaking of sequins.
All right, we'll play
Linda
that.
Carter's Celebration. A sensational new Linda Carter special. Celebrate with Linda and guests Jerry Reed, Chris Everett Lloyd, and Ray Charles. A special evening, Linda Carter's Celebration.
I mean, whatever that is.
Looks like it.
No.
I'm enjoying parts of that.
Yeah, she looked
a lot
good.
of costume changes.
Looked good in a costume. So when we'll play it, and then you can find it. It's England.
Yeah, he sent it. It's 46 minutes long.
Oh, it's at the very
Put a pot of
end.
coffee
He does Brother Loves. I think it's the last or second to last song, but I think it was from 72 for some reason.
71.
Oh, 71. All right, better. Which is Neil went from like kind of bona fide rock singer, sort of legitimate rock guy, to like schmaltzy Henry Winkler singing as the Fonz and sequence. It just took him 5 years because everyone went out of their mind.
And that was the way the wind was blowing.
Oh my God, it was a gale force that direction. Everyone had to, and it was funny if you're around back then, you had to see like, Yeah, see, like your friends' dads and stuff all of a sudden show up in tight jeans and the shirt, like on the like 46-year-old
Right.
guys who work for DuPont. All of a sudden
Uncomfortable.
they were dressed wearing like brown suits
Yeah.
and wingtip shoes. Like they looked like Fred McMurray from My Three Sons like 10 minutes earlier, and all of a sudden their hair starts poofing out.
Yeah.
They're-
54.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really, it's like in this like 3-year period, everyone had to transition
Yeah.
into this sort of disco-y kind of weird 70s thing. And you had to do it. Like you couldn't have the short hair with the pomade in
Oh,
it
no.
or the thin
You look like
tie
a
or
dick.
anything. You're a narc.
Yeah, that's the one of the good things about my dad and his fashion sense. It was a lot like your hair. He was never into any of that shit. He didn't like hippie stuff. He didn't like disco stuff. And we have it. It's all on camera somewhere. Whether he was doing bowling commentary or NFL or whatever, he had the snap-on Lego hair, and he always said the tie that you could just brush cream corn right off of it. The polyester tie, and the suit. He always looked exactly the same.
I don't need the preamble, which was kind of interesting about him writing this song. But if you watch this song that took place 5 years earlier, it just looks like a young rock and roller, not the schmaltz fest that you think of with Neil Diamond now. Sorry, go ahead.
Hot August night and the leaves hanging down and the grass on the ground smelling sweet.
It's a great live show, by the way.
Move up the road to the outside of town and the sound of that good gospel beat. Sits a ragged tent.
Love the background singer.
Trees.
Hey, Chris.
And that gospel
Come on.
group telling you and me it's love, brother, love, say brother, love, Covenant Salvation Show. Pack up the babies, grab the old ladies, and everyone knows, brother, love show.
There should be a class action lawsuit against the mid-70s. Like it just ruined everybody.
I think Garrigus would take it.
You should just sue the middle of a decade, Mark. I'm listening. It's a complete departure from what we saw.
And look how serious he is. Not a boobala to hear.
No boobalas, no sequins, no nothing.
Stopping soft and slow, like a small earthquake, mama. And then he lets go.
It's a rockin' song.
Half the valley shakes its love, brother, love, say brother, love, Covenant Salvation Show. Pack up the babies, grab the old ladies, and everyone goes. Everyone knows, brother, love show. Hallelujah.
All right, we got it. Yeah, it looks like a different guy.
Totally.
It looks like his son.
Yeah. 70s just fucked everything. It fucked up architecture.
Oh, God.
Fucked up. It really destroyed architecture. I was thinking about this. It was funny. I haven't told you guys in a while, but I'll get the dates a little bit off. But I think Mike and I was playing a gig on the East Coast somewhere. And we had some time, and we're driving like from one gig to the next gig, and we said, "Let's stop by the Harvard." I think it was the Harvard campus. Could have been Yale. This is one of those schools that's 300 years old or more. And you walk around there, and you just marvel at the architecture. Marvel at it.
Yeah.
And then you come across this big brown piece of shit slab monolith nothing thing that was built in 1974, and you're like, what building is this? And it's the design, it's the architectural design building.
No, any building but that.
But it was built in the 70s, so it was a fucking ward of a shit show. Just all the stuff you would have done to a 70s building right in the middle of cathedrals that were around it. And I was like, that's what the 70s were.
Trust me, walking around the valley as much as I do, there's no worse example than all over the San Fernando Valley. Those horrible... If you weren't depressed to live in one of those apartment complexes before, those horrible flat front with the little window and the side stairs, they're awful.
It fucked up architecture. It fucked up design. It fucked up fashion. It fucked up art. Like, it just fucked everything up. And I don't know why everyone was sucked into it. I was talking about this last week. I was saying, like, nobody's hair has changed from 2010 to 2021. Right. Why, in this one little period of time, did everything just get sucked into this vortex of change? And pre-internet, there was no instant anything.
Right.
I mean, nobody could tell. It fucked up food. Right. All of a sudden, everything was like Space Sticks and Tang and Hungry Man dinners. Everything was instant this and that. Technology, we didn't have the technology to pull off the technology. Right. So it's like, we have the same TV set, but we put it in an orb. You know what I mean? It was like, but it's the same tube and everything, with antennas. Like, it was just fucking. Cars were the worst in the mid-'70s. Like, cars from the 60s were hot. Cars from the 50s were hot. Cars later were fine. Just that period of time in the mid-'70s. Fashion, music, cars, architecture. Everything was just fucking devoured and destroyed by that. You kids are too young to remember the horrors of that. All right, let me see. Let me hit, let's put the game off till tomorrow. I want to get to the news with Gina Grad over here. First, I'll tell you about Bambi. Yes, when you run a business, HR issues can kill you. Wrongful termination suits, minimum wage and labor regulations, and HR management salaries average $70K a year. Bambi, that's BAMBEE, created specifically for small businesses. Get a dedicated HR manager, craft HR policy, and maintain your compliance, all just $99 a month. Your dedicated HR manager is available by phone, email, or real-time chat. From onboarding to terminations, they customize your policies to your business. Just $99 month to month, no hidden fees. Cancel anytime. You didn't start your business to spend time on HR compliance. Let Bambi help. Get your free HR audit today, right, Dawson?
Go to Bambi.com/Adam right now to schedule your free HR audit. That's Bambi.com/Adam, spelled BAM to the BEE.com/Adam.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Back with the news right after this.
Give me the news with Grad. News with Gina Grad. Breaking viral. Weird crime, protest, politics. Give me news with Gina Grad. Stuff they saw on TMZ. Joe Biden. Kamala. Beat news with Gina Grad.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, guess what? We actually do have some Kamala news today. During her trip to Guatemala on Monday, Vice President Kamala Harris discouraged those thinking of attempting to cross the U.S.-Mexico border not to make the trip because they'll be turned back. Here's a little snippet from that speech.
And I want to emphasize that the goal of our work is to help Guatemalans find hope at home. At the same time, I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come.
Well, problem solved.
Harris made the statement during a press conference.
By the way, for someone who never stopped talking about systemic racism, now's the time to make your pitch for systemic racism.
What do you mean?
You're Guatemalan.
Oh.
You're going to be chewed up and spat out by this country.
Oh, right.
We're racist.
Yeah, do not come. Protect yourself.
Protect yourself.
Yes, you're right. She was with the president of Guatemala. It was her first trip abroad since Biden picked her to try to solve these problems that have led to an increase in migration over the last few months. But it's, even just hearing those words from her, no matter how soft her eyes are or how compassionate she sounds, Kamala Harris saying, do not come here is jarring in some ways.
Yeah, well, they've been saying it, but it's really, I think people, do not come doesn't work if they think they're going to find something here.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's we booby trap the border. That'll stop.
Well, another thing, another point she makes in here is that, your life's in danger, your loved ones' lives are in danger. The only people who profit off of this are coyotes. So you're not, there's a very good chance that you won't make it as far as you think you will.
She went, Max Pata, there's a clip of Lester Holt. I think it was Lester Holt interviewed her.
60
Maybe
Minutes?
yesterday? No. Lester Holt's not from 60
Wait,
Minutes.
who am I thinking of?
Different black guy.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. NBC?
ABC News or something?
Yeah, Lester
ABC
Holt.
News, I don't know.
Sure. What happened?
Well, he asked her, why haven't you been to the border? And she said, oh, we've been to the border. We've been to the border plenty. And then he said, yeah, but you haven't. You've not been to the border. And she was like, oh, I've been to, I haven't been to Europe
Been to a
either.
lot
Like,
of
what's
borders.
the difference?
I've been to Georgia and California and anywhere I could run.
Hey, Chris.
I took the hand of a preacher man and we made love in the sun. I've been undressed by kings and I've seen some things that a woman ain't supposed to see.
Where you been, Gina?
I've been to paradise, but
Where haven't
I've
you been?
never been to me.
That was an actual clip of Kamala.
That was Kamala.
Yeah.
Henry
Spit it
Winkler.
on sequitur.
Hey, you know what paradise is?
Oh, boy.
It's a lie. A lie created about people and places we'd like them to be. But you know what truth is? It's that baby you're holding in your arms. And that man you fought with this morning. The same one you're going to make love to tonight. That's truth. That's love sometimes.
Bring it home.
Crying for
Hey, Chris.
unborn children.
It's a good song.
Might have made me complete.
Well, if you guys could do this
I
one,
took
that
the
would be
sweet
awesome.
life and never knew I'd be bitter from the sweet. You want Chris to do it? I could get up and guest.
I haven't warmed up.
You're not always available.
No, the
For a
thing
lot,
about the thing that makes Kamala Harris nuts is she laughs at her own stuff. But no, here's what I'm thinking. People have been saying she's been in charge of the border or dispatch of the border, whatever it is, for, I don't know, 78 days or something.
2.5 months.
And so everyone just keeps going, you've not been to the border. How come you haven't been to the border? So all I'm saying is you have to know that someone's going to ask this when you're sitting down. So preload, get together with the team and come up with a good answer as to why you haven't been to the border. She was like surprised by it or something. We'll play it. Or is that Lester?
That's Lester.
I miss guys named Lester.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making. I'm not discounting the importance.
Do you have any plans? She's like, I don't understand what the point is. You've been put in charge of the border. He's asking why I haven't been to the border.
It's one of your big ticket items.
I don't understand what this means.
That was very Newsom, where you're going to go. A lot of my best friends moved to Utah.
Yeah, or Europe.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is you're a politician. Load up an answer.
That was weird.
You say, dispatch a team, but I felt like I can be better served working on it centrally and not have to go out and walk the whatever. Or say one of those things like, after Katrina, the president shows up, gives some lip service, walks around, but he's not doing anything. I'm working,
Right. And the people who are there represent me.
Yeah, I have a team I work closely with. They
nothing.
report multiple times a week.
Well, I've never been to Europe. What are you asking?
That
I
was
don't know
no
what it means.
good.
Preloaded, baby. All right.
Oh, moving on. Okay,
Yeah,
well, we have another problem, this time in France. Well, we don't have it, but Macron has it. He was slapped in the face by a man while greeting residents of a town in southern France. Macron was shaking hands when the slapper shouted something at him, smacked him. Security quickly moved in to pull Macron away and tackle the slapper. 2 people were arrested. Macron was unhurt, but we do have the clip of the incident, and the ballsy incident, if you will.
He got the older wife, this guy.
I don't know.
I think he's got the...
Here he comes with his
little-
mask, and he's clapping, and he's shaking it.
hand.
This guy just
Oh.
makes a little contact.
Well, let's please not have the George Bush explanation of when the guy threw the sandal
shoe?
in their country. Yes, understood. It's universal.
Yeah,
Throw a shoe at somebody,
Right.
slap somebody. It is a given.
Not a fan.
Not a happy camper.
Well, it's official. We've talked about it and we knew it was coming, but Chris Harrison's time as host of the Bachelor franchise is over for good.
Oh.
After 19 years with the reality show, Harrison has reportedly reached a settlement with ABC to walk away. Now, let's talk about the settlement. According to TMZ, he'll receive a massive payout. It's rumored that he received an 8-figure settlement in exchange for keeping his mouth shut about why he's gone now. His departure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the rumor. His departure comes a few months after he received backlash for defending contestant Rachel Kirkconnell's attendance at a Southern antebellum party in 2018.
I hope he's learned his lesson.
Yeah, he ultimately apologized, but still has stepped away from his duties.
So apologizing never worked. Here's what apologizing works for. Apologizing works when you actually did something.
Uh-huh. It's an admission of guilt.
But if you didn't do anything, like he didn't do anything, then they go, apology not accepted, or we're going to fire you anyway, because why would you want an apology if someone didn't do anything? Obviously, you have different motives. You want to shut him down or control him or fire him or exact some control over him. Like, if you really do think about it, apologizing to people you actually did something to has a much higher batting average in terms of being effective than someone who's just generally insulted. You know, you can't apologize to any of these assholes that just walk around insulted. I think it was Rachel Lindsay or something.
Rachel Lindsay was the
fucking made a
interviewer.
stink. Yeah,
Yes.
and she made a fucking stink about it and got him busted. She could have showed him a
could've
little
bailed him
quarter and went, come on, it's just maybe an off day or something like that. So she fucking got this guy fired. So she's a fucking bitch. Ugh.
And
Yuck.
who's a less controversial human being personality than Chris Harrison? It's not like, oh,
Nobody.
we've been waiting in the wings to, what did we even know about him? Nothing.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I couldn't pick him up a lineup. I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him.
And then also, we're getting into this stage where the person adjacent to the person, well, first off, the first person didn't do anything. She went to a party at 19, took a picture, and then that's the first thing. Then she goes on The Bachelor so she can be with a black man, and now she's with the black man. So I would just cross her off the potential racist list, but then she did next to nothing. Then Chris Harrison, who did nothing, simply says, show her
grace.
Show her a little grace, and then he gets fucking booted. That's scary because he didn't say show a little grace to the Klansmen. He said show a little grace to the 19-year-old who was at the antebellum party who's now living with the black dude that she met on The Bachelor. We're fucking gone insane. And I was thinking about him. He'll be fine, as my mom would say. He'll be fine. But
on his feet.
But he's always going to kind of have this stink because here's how we don't have enough time for nuance. It's like, what happened to that guy? You go down 5 years. He got some sort of racial dust up or something.
Yeah.
It said something racial. Or
So he's a bad guy.
He did something. It was racial.
Right. So he's a racist.
And by the way our business works is people go, I don't want to get. Well, why don't we have Chris Harrison be the new spokesman for our vitamin water? Like, he's got that racist thing.
Or they'll focus group it and the number one, what do you think, Chris Harrison? Oh, racist?
Something.
And that's it.
Something.
It's over.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
that's it. Now we're there.
But because of the roles she plays and what we know about her is so sweet between The Office and Kimmy Schmidt, Ellie Kemper might be the only one to be the broken clock that's right twice a day in the apology department, because boy, did she lay that apology on thick. It was like 4 pages of how she should have known better than being in a debutante ball, and how it's no excuse that she was 19 and blah, 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 blah.
I wonder, maybe work. You hear about those stories about that Cracker Jack student who made their money in college by writing term papers for other students.
Mm-hmm.
That business is dried up because they can get shit off and get everything off the internet now. Now we could have that same Cracker Jack student just writing long-winded apologies, like well-crafted. You'd have to tell them, what's the situation? Is it a race thing? Did you get Me Too'd? Who'd you offend? What group did you offend? Is it black, Asian, Hispanic?
Oh, I got something for that. He pulls out his file cabinet. Goes,
yeah, that's good.
Right. Makes a few quotes from a few legends in that community. puts it together nicely. The kind of your stuff would be ham-handed and clumsy. No one would buy it. That's a new gig for that guy.
That's smart.
Mm-hmm.
So he turns into a publicist then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
The Justice Department has announced that investigators have recovered most of the ransom paid to the hackers who hijacked the Colonial Pipeline in May. Be warned, all you hackers. The FBI and the Colonial Pipeline worked with the DOJ on the recovery effort that began after the hacking group DarkSide, likely ties in Russia, collected the ransom. It was about, I think it was $4.4 million. The recovery effort was spearheaded by the newly formed Ransomware and Digital Extortion Task Force, which had the ability to trace the Bitcoin transactions. It was $4.4 million in cryptocurrency.
By the way, I bet that task force doesn't look as good in their uniforms as SEAL Team 6 does.
I'd have to see a picture, but you're probably right.
Larry, you got Cheeto dust on the front of the.
Would you shut up? I'm working.
I'm just saying, we got these form-fitting onesies for us. The mechanics, it's like a flight suit, but if you're going to have Cheetos all over it,
not in this
have to
room.
clean that off for the picture.
Please get more of it in you than on you. I heard a news podcast about this today, and from what from what they said, from what I cobbled together from what she said, is the reason why Russia is the place to be when it comes to this type of hacking and like hostage, situation is because Putin will say to them, first of all, they will not be extradited. And, they're kind of safe there. Sure. But also, like Don Corleone, Putin says to these guys, if I need something, if I need a favor, you have to do it. So his hands are clean. It's just, I don't know, it's some Russian hacking group. It's not Putin. It's just some Russian hacking group. But there are ways to keep the hackers protected and sort of doing bidding all over the world.
I think we should treat hackers to the country what the dog is to the owner, which is... the dog got loose and he bit the neighbor kid. Well, whose dog is it?
Yeah.
What yard does the dog?
Yep.
What yard was the dog in that they left the gate open to that then mauled the 9-year-old?
Moscow's yard.
Yeah, they live in your yard, Putin.
Very, very smart. This story's a couple. God,
didn't we used to live in a world where, when I was a kid, we grew up. There was there's these black ops teams. They assassinate. They're always assassinating world leaders. That don't kid yourself. The CIA has guys that take people out. How do these guys Fidel Castro and Putin and stuff like that? There's these runs that go on longer than Larry King.
That's right.
Where's all the black ops guys?
Yeah. You know what? That's almost like a rich man porn. Once you get too big, like Putin or Castro, you can't be assassinated.
You're untouchable or untouchable.
Yeah, if you're a mid-level guy, they'll take you out all day.
Yeah.
Good point. This story is about a week or so old, but the video/audio is so good, and we hadn't talked about it. I think it's worth playing. So, wide receiver Julio Jones was traded from Atlanta to the Titans, but the trade was set in motion a couple weeks ago when Shannon Sharpe called Jones while hosting the show Undisputed. During the call, Jones admitted he wanted the trade. The problem was Jones reportedly had no clue he was on live television during this conversation, and you'll see Shannon Sharpe takes his personal phone and just starts talking to him like, hey, bro, what's up? So the audio is pretty crazy. Julio Jones clearly has no idea he's on TV. He thinks he's just having a casual conversation. And here's what happens.
All right.
Julio. Hold on. Let me put you on. Can you hear me? I got you. This is your favorite uncle. What's going on, bro? Man, nothing much. About to go meet up with my brother. What's happening with you? Man, look. You want to go to the Cowboys, Julio? Or you want to stay in Atlanta? Oh, man, I'm out of there, man. You out?
He's out of there.
Are you going to... Ideally, where would you like to go? Right now, I want to win. Okay. Well, don't go to Dallas. If you go, you ain't winning in Dallas, Julio. Man, listen, come on, man. You already know I know. Okay.
Can you remind him we're on television?
Ask him why I wore the Dallas.
Listen. You know how people is, man, with all that going on with the picture. Yeah. And all that stuff like that. Okay. Man, I ain't never been on that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's good enough. Julio, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for calling me back. We on air, but I appreciate you calling me, dog. You know I know my nephew was gonna pick up.
That's it, at the front of the call.
Oh yeah. I ain't going to Dallas, man. I never thought about going to Dallas. Okay. I appreciate that, bro. Enjoy the rest of your day.
So totally.
Now he might not have any choice.
Yeah. Blew up this guy's spot. Clearly did not know he was on TV.
Shannon Sharpe should have kept going. Like, remember that time we tagged those chicks we met at the bar?
Yeah.
We didn't tell your wife
best night of my
about it?
life. Why do you ask?
Crazy times, right?
Remember that time you did cocaine during the halftime of the Rams game? Like,
Shit,
you
one
should've just
time.
fucking
That's
kept
no
going.
way.
Oh, man. Julio.
Yeah.
God, I got this attorney. It says a manager. Goddamn Jews, man. Am I right?
Remember we buried that
Who are you
body?
telling?
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
All right.
So, I mean, obviously Shannon Sharpe, super bombastic, full of life kind of dude, but yeah, that friendship can't survive that. That was fucked up.
Yeah,
No,
I guess.
In a weird way, he may have helped him get out because it's complicated, but Atlanta didn't really want to trade him. He's their best, one of the two best players. You know what I mean? Like, and then this whole thing kind of snowballed. It's like, you're the fuck out of Atlanta. So maybe that kind of greased the wheels a little bit.
Let this be a lesson. We're supposed to announce it at the beginning of the call.
Atlanta was up on the Patriots,
Dude, they
like
were
18 or 22 points or something.
28-3, 25
23. But at some point, they got to the end of the third quarter, like end of the third or middle of the third or whatever. They were in field goal range. Literally just had to hand the ball off twice, kick the field goal, and there wouldn't have been enough possessions for Brady and the Patriots to have to come back. I literally could have gone into victory formation and had Matty Ice just literally take a knee under the center for 2 or 3 plays and then just brought in the kicker and finished the game. Nope.
Had to go for the throw.
And they're not going back to the Super Bowl for 25 years. Like,
If that.
Yeah. It's fucking nuts,
I mean,
right?
Epic comeback or epic collapse, depending how you want to look at it.
Well, it's also like, I always say this about Belichick and the Patriots and everything, like, do what the other team doesn't want you to do. If the other team could sack you and put you out of field goal range or have you sacked or throw a pick or
That'd be
whatever it
great.
is, don't pass. Their only hope. What does Bill Belichick and the Patriots not want you to do? Hand the ball off twice and kick a field goal. But they couldn't.
Now you know.
Here we are.
Couldn't not do it. Yes.
Well, let's switch gears here. Gwyneth Paltrow, 48 and looking still pretty hot.
Clean living.
Yeah, she's stripping down to show off a new accessories line from Goop. The 48-year-old posed topless for a photo, posted to the brand's Instagram page to promote G-label jewelry, alongside the photo of Paltrow dressed in just pants and a couple of jewels. Most of the comments were, of course, about Gwyneth and not about the jewelry. But this is how, she's still shaking what Blythe Danner gave her.
Yeah. I don't look at his particularly flattering photo.
I was going to say, that's not a glamour shot.
I think this is a photo that's clearly more for the women buying it than the men telling women to buy it. You know what I mean? This is not for the dudes.
Yeah.
She looks kind of sad.
It's not quite the lady getting out of the bathtub in The Shining, but
Oh, come on.
well, I'm saying this is not the Gwyneth Paltrow I remember.
Well, she has plenty of naked shots from Goop, that are scampering around near a creek. But yeah, this is not
Let's
that.
focus on the scampering.
Yeah,
That's
a little more scampering.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, we didn't talk about this a few days ago either, but it was a pretty big story. One of the most important things that minor league teams provide their players, because it's a lot of times it's not the payday, is the post-game meal. But pictures of some of the meals that the athletics organization served its minor leagues were leaked, and they were Fire Festival worthy, and they were compared to the Fire Festival, the FEMA bread and cheese sandwiches.
Fire Festival was trending.
That's why. Players in the Oakland A's organization shared photos of the recent post-game meals. I think we have those. That's the meal. It's basically a white bread, cold slab of American cheese, a tomato, a limp piece of lettuce, and like a scoop of coleslaw.
God, it's like the kids at the border are eating better
That's right. Yeah.
than this. What the fuck?
Yeah. The Advocates of Minor League Twitter account shared this with a caption, "No employer would serve these meals to employees they care about. Why are the A's serving them to their future major leaguers?" And the A's admitted the food's unacceptable, fired the food vendor. The A's that's a soft taco.
You got to keep them hungry.
Yeah, right. That's literally a limp tortilla with 2 little dots of chicken and 3 slices of pepper. But this is not just the A's. This is apparently, this might be one of those things where like kind of blowing the lid off of just how minor leaguers are treated.
Well, minor leaguers traditionally, they ride the bus, they don't ride the plane. I mean, it's a completely different life. But I sort of think about it. No one wants to go to the show and go, oh, we stayed in better hotels when I was playing with the farm team. Like, Brian says, keep them hungry.
But does the chasm have to be that big?
I like that there's a huge chasm. I do. I like the chasm. I'm a chasm fan.
These guys...
I'm from Chasm fan.
Chasm County?
Chasm County, California.
I would imagine these guys don't... They have other jobs. You can't just be a minor leaguer, or can you?
I think you could now.
Nowadays you can, but
like, what do you
some
think
of
they're
them
getting paid?
Some of
the average.
I think if you get your blue chip prospect and you sign him and you tell him to play a year in the minors, then that guy's might have a big fat contract.
But like a regular old average.
I don't know what the
75,000
average is. I think there's a league minimum for all leagues. I wonder if there's a league minimum for minor league baseball. There's probably a
more
minimum
based on a per game. You know what I mean? Because you go between minor leagues, so often. You're in Double A one day and Triple A the next. Depends on Double A, Triple A, single, rookie ball, independent league.
So you don't even think they deserve meat on their sandwich?
Well, here's where I'm coming from as a boss.
Joke up in left field.
Everyone's everyone's in charge of their own lunch is the way I look at it, unless you can't get to your lunch.
Well, yeah, this is their post-game meal.
Well, but if you can get dressed and go home.
Yeah.
But if you're on the road and whatever, it's a shit meal. I mean, my whole thing is don't provide any meal then.
Right.
It'd
be less insulting.
Versus the shit sandwich.
Yeah.
Yes.
Literally. So free donuts, beer, lottery tickets, these are all incentives we've seen to get people vaccinated. And of course, Washington State has to do it their way. So they're giving away weed. The State Liquor and Cannabis Board has given licensed marijuana shops the right to offer free marijuana to anyone over 21 who gets a shot by July 12th. The state is calling the campaign Joints for Jabs. People can show their proof of vaccination to redeem a pre-rolled joint and a license at any licensed marijuana retail shop. So you can get your joint and then get your donut.
I think the lottery's the way to go. Because
what?
I'm not a lottery fan, but terms of incentivizing people, the Anheuser-Busch is going to give you a Bud or Bud Light. Like,
I can get my own.
I got those. That's not if I'm worried about the shot or I'm apprehensive about
Put me
it,
in the
or
raffle.
I'm not motivated.
Yeah,
89 cents worth of not so great beer is not going to motivate me to go. If you think about it. If you're on the fence, possibly winning $5 million or getting a college scholarship or something, like that's enough to maybe make you do it. Getting the doobie or the donut or the beer, that's just kind of like, I have a donut.
I can do that.
At
I
home.
can do that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're right. The one phrase I cannot abide by, and I think there's only a specific sect of the population that I've seen do it. On Facebook, I've unfriended these people. Have you heard of anyone calling their shot?
Oh, don't say Fauci.
They're
ouchie.
Fauci ouchie.
No.
It's pretty bad.
It's
pretty bad.
I felt queasy. I have like a tickle in my stomach now saying it. So lame.
I feel bad for them.
Yeah, me too. It's no good.
Yeah. See, the person who came up with the Fauci ouchie needed basically my life. I surround myself with people who think my ideas are bad. So then when you throw them out, you go, how about Fauci ouchie? They go,
what are you, some kind of an
probably,
idiot?
yeah.
I workshop that one.
Yeah. And then you lose momentum with it immediately and go, yeah, that was stupid.
Take that shit to the Adam and Drew show.
Right.
Speaking of which, I came up with something so fucking amazing for Vinny, and he almost hung up on me. Can I please present this to both of you? And this is a good idea. He said, at some point he might want to do a podcast for truckers because, they notoriously don't have a lot of options on the road and they eat like shit and, 7-Eleven, diners, whatever. And I gave him, out of the goodness of my heart, a truckers nutrition podcast called 10 for Good Body.
Oh, man.
And he was insulted. It's good.
That's
not
good.
bad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's like, Gina, hang up on yourself.
That's like CarCast quality. Don't bring that to the main show.
I thought that was on the spot. Pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Thank
no
you.
sloppy seconds with Adam Carolla, but it's
That's
good.
true. Thank
All right,
you.
one more good body.
All right. Well, let's do something that is dedicated to Adam because you love a jump rope and now the rest of society is starting to love it. It is the latest cardio craze, the jump rope. And experts, of course, say jumping rope challenges the cardiovascular system,
It's a
helping
full body workout.
improve coordination, muscle strength, good for your ankle joints, your quadriceps, your core, and it guards against osteoporosis, which is, fractures and bone loss and all kind of stuff. One woman is sort of emerging as the sort of viral video jump rope queen. She's
Who is this bitch?
Lauren Flyman, and she's been documenting her 1-year journey, and now her goal is to inspire others to pick up a rope. Here's a little bit of an interview with her and a CNN correspondent, and they do a lot of B-roll of her fancy footwork.
How old is she?
I can't, maybe early 30s. You'll
Hey,
see.
Chris.
Yeah, Adam?
You know that song, Not Last Night, but the Night Before? 24 knockers came knocking at my door. As I ran out, they ran in. You know the jump rope song?
I don't know that. No.
I'll teach you. You guys should do that.
Okay.
Cinderella, dressed in yellow, went upstairs to kiss a fella, made a mistake, kissed a snake. How many doctors does it take? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Your second verse.
No.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, this is part of the video, the interview.
Jump roping is all over Instagram, and I was curious how this toy for kids turned into a fitness craze.
That is so fast.
Lauren Flyman started jumping last year and has been posting her journey on Instagram. She went from a newbie jumper to this speedy freestyler.
What do you like about jump roping?
It's something that anyone can learn. It's not so difficult that it feels totally impossible, but it's also challenging. So it does really work your mind and your body.
Jump roping is one of the most efficient cardio workouts, and it looks like a lot of fun too.
You can do some of those moves?
I can do some of those moves. The thing about jumping rope, first things first, I just got a new jump rope.
No.
Used to be you'd have to get the right size jump rope for you.
Yes.
And if you got it too long, you could tie it in knots. Pick up some of the slack and just tie the knot by the handle.
Right.
And you could figure it out that way. Now the new ones, you sort of feed through the handle, have a clip that you can clip on it, make whatever length you want, and then clip it off.
Oh my!
So they come long, and then you adjust them to the height you want.
This is like a one with like a plastic tube all the way through. Not your beaded recess jump rope.
Yeah, the best ones are like the plastic ones that got a little weight to them and a ball bearing in the handle, right? And they're fine, and they can whip them around.
Right.
You know, the key that what nobody does is they use 2 feet and they go up, down 2 feet. Alternate your feet. Go left, right, left, right, left, right.
Like kind of like you're jogging in place.
Yeah, kind of like you're jogging in place, and then try to take lower steps than if you're jogging in place. It's really kind of a move where one foot does the jumping and the other foot just kind of taps on the ground. You don't hold it up in the air. And then it's kind of like a jogging in place. But then what you should do is you make little games up, like 3 on one side, 3 on the other. And once you start, crisscrossing's easy to do. Once I was trying to do the double jump the other day. I didn't make it. I gotta get back on it. Yeah, it's good. Time goes by pretty quick. You should make yourself a platform to do it. You don't want to do it on a slab. You know what I mean?
It hurts your ankles.
Yeah,
knees.
it's just better to do it on a raised foundation. Yeah. Something's got a little give, a little subfloor to it. Yeah, do something like that. You can make platforms just by taking plywood and just putting, all the gyms, all the boxing gyms that are on a slab just have the jump rope section, which is just 2x4 frame up on its edge, and then just skinned with plywood, and you get in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of
that makes sense.
Kind of works.
Let's all give that a try. I don't want to hurt myself, but everyone else give it a try.
Yeah. If you're going to jump rope, definitely film it. I'd like to check
I
that
put on OnlyFans.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, man.
Pay for that wedding.
$11,000 in 4 days.
Yeah. All right, let's bring it home, Gina Grad.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Yo, when you doing jerk off videos?
Gina Grad.
that was the news with Gina Grad.
The thing about jumping rope, it's a perfect kind of metaphor for life. So if you work at a boxing gym, like I used to work at a boxing gym, most of the new guys, the white collar boxer guys, they never jump rope. They show up, they start banging away on the heavy bag, they start banging away on stuff because it's so much more satisfying. And the skipping of the rope they have trouble with, so they just kind of pass by it. It's sort of like they're taking a test, an SAT, and it has English composition, math, and social studies, and you just skip the math. You just go, I'm no good at math.
Yeah.
And then 5 years goes by, and you're exactly as good at jumping rope as you were 5 years ago, which is you suck. So if you're going to do it, just go, I'm going to do 10 minutes a day. And I'm going to suck, and I'm going to look clumsy, and I wish people wouldn't look at me because I don't look like I have a rhythm or I know what I'm doing. You do it 10 minutes a day, and time passes pretty damn fast. You'll get pretty good pretty fast. It's just people don't put the time into it. But everyone gets pretty good pretty fast. You just have to do it 10 minutes a day. You'll be fine. You need a little ceiling height, too.
Well, you know what they're selling now are those it's jump rope. It's jump rope handles. So you have each a handle and a weight, and you just jump, and it counts it for you.
And then you have sex with your real doll.
That's right.
Go to bed.
Yes.
Shake weight.
All right. Last but not least, there is a Hyundai Tucson. Every inch of the new Tucson's been completely redesigned, and it's the best SUV out there for the price, in my opinion. Innovation in and out. You can learn more at Hyundai.com. All right, and go to AdamCarolla.com. Live shows coming up. Buffalo Rose going to sell out in Golden, Colorado, so you want to jump on that. Anchorage, Alaska is going to sell too. Coots, July 3rd. You go to AdamCarolla.com for all the live shows everywhere. Crank Yankers tonight, 10:30 on Comedy Central. Until next time, Adam Carolla, Gina Grad, Bald Bryan, saying mahalo.
Can we see cum on the belly?